Okay, we are live. Is anybody nervous yet? Look at that, 36 comments for me to try and read through before we even get going. Who's nervous? Raise your hand if you're nervous. 123 people. We come in 3 minutes late, and people are going off. Yeah. So I listen. If you, I don't know if you guys are nervous or not. I'm not really that nervous, but like the nerves do start to settle in. Right? So I remember. And we all knew we were going to beat the crap out of Miami this year, didn't we? And, just before kickoff, I started to get nervous. Like, I just think that's normal. Saw Sonone just tweeted Cam Davis there. Listen, I've been pretty consistent on this that I really, really like FSU's chances. Hey, what we're going to do today is, if it wasn't clear, On3 is streaming this. And so when On3 goes live with KJ in 26 minutes. We'll pipe that in. Pause. We will feed that in, and you guys can live react to me hopefully not being upset. I feel good. I think FSU is in a good spot here. I think they've done a phenomenal job, but I'm mostly hanging out with you guys to help calm my nerves. You guys, so it's hard to not be nervous. I'm going to start spaces too, so stay here. Don't be going to Twitter, but I'll start spaces too. Spaces are recorded, so we'll just get to it and we'll just get going on spaces as well. But we're live over there. We're talking the KJ Bolden commitment. We're live on YouTube as well. And we're just hanging out with you guys for a little while until he commits. And, we'll see where things go from there. I think we're going to have fun tonight. And if we don't have fun, then I'm going to have a lot of tweets to leave. So, I'll wear this one like everybody else will. But I feel good about where Florida State's at. I feel good about what they've done. I feel good about the way that our NIL works. I feel good about the way that our relationships have been built. I think that Florida State did a good job both in the here's what I think. Okay, I'll break it down. I'll tell you guys what I think. I'll just say it. And I'm going to eat a lot of crow, but it just is what it is at this point. If you don't say something with your chest, then don't even say it. I think Auburn's big play was money. I think UGA's big play was relationships. I don't think that they wanted to get into an NIL battle. And I think Florida State, the reason I'm confident, the reason I feel like Florida State is going to come away with this is because I think they excel at both. I think that their NIL is top 5 to 7 in the country. Not only from just a pure X's and O's like dollar standpoint, I think their NIL is top 5 to 7 in the country as far as being innovative, as far as being strategic. I think some colleges out there just legitimately throw money at every single thing that they can. University of Florida. And so Florida State is more strategic with things. They do a good job of knowing when to pick their battles, knowing when it's important to pick battles, and not just throwing money and kind of peeing in the wind. So I think the Seminoles do a good job of that from an NIL perspective. So, again, when I say they're top 5 to 7, I do think they have plenty of resources. I'm not trying to call them broke or say that they're money balling it. But I think they do an excellent job not only with a lot of money, but also they do a good job of being strategic with that. Hey, over 300 people already in the live on YouTube. Shout out to you guys. The spaces, not so much. Everybody must be on YouTube tonight. So hit the share button if you're on the spaces. My guy Jeremy wants to come in and talk. I don't know if Jeremy's got a question or not, but we'll take some callers. You can call in on both YouTube and on spaces. On YouTube, click the link in the description to call in. If you have something to say, if you want to talk, if you want to talk on spaces, I can get you on there as well. I just got to hold you up to the microphone so that people can hear you. Miley, I see you too. Toll Booth 3, represent. Jeremy, what's going on?
I feel you, man. I mean, Yeah, I think what y'all done with the secondary coach and Patrick Surtain Senior, man, I think he's done some great work. And even if he don't go to Auburn or he don't go to Georgia, I mean, he goes somewhere. I mean, man, you just gotta support the kid.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what this is, right? Like, we're all ate up with it, and we all just absolutely live and breathe and die with where a 17-year-old picks to go to college. But you are right. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not our life, And so people that get ate up, if he doesn't commit to us, I'm going to turn Twitter off for the night, and I'm going to go watch a movie with my wife, and I'm not going to listen to any trolls, and I'm just going to go to bed, and then I'll read all the trolls in the morning. So I think that's kind of the way I look at it. That's probably the way that everybody should look at it because, again, they're high schoolers, and if they don't commit to your school, then get a life. But you're right. Patrick Surtain is going, the big knock on him, and of course, anytime you knock on a hire, you're knocking on the head coach. But the big knock on him was, would he be able to come in and recruit at an elite level? And if he pulls 2 5-stars in a span of 8 days, then I think that answers itself pretty well. And so I like the hire. I liked the hire when it was made. You can go back and watch my video from February when he was hired. I certainly thought that he would be able to recruit at an elite level. I think if Florida State's taking care of business on the field, DB is going to, I don't want to say recruit itself because I don't want to take anything away from him, but you almost have to be trying to not do well to not be able to recruit at a high level there. So, we got a super chat here, my guy, Zach. Zach, you took the lead.
And plant the spear. Nose wind.
Shout out Zach for taking the lead on the super chat. We've got an all-time leader and today's leader. All-time leader is still Brad. We put that in for him. And who was it the other day? Steve? Was it Steven Harlan? I forget. Shout out to Zach. So, Jeremy, what's your call, man? Where's he going?
Man, are you familiar with Graham Coffee from Dog Central?
I do know who he is. I thought you were asking if I was familiar with Graham Coe. I was going to say, yep, I know who that is too. But no, I know who Graham Coffee is.
Yeah, well, I had him on a space like a couple nights ago, and I don't know if he kind of knew the space was recorded or he just didn't give a damn. But he came on there and somebody came up and asked him about the KJ. I wasn't gonna really mention it because I just wanted to know his take on the football season, and his take on this. I mean, this kid has literally manipulated the media to basically broadcast his recruitment nationwide, and it's almost like Colin Simmons. He's playing the little tag. Well, I could be going to Texas. I could be going here. But from what Graham Coffee said, his sources close to him has said that Georgia expects, literally expects him to go to Georgia and commit to Georgia. So that's kind of where I think he's going is to Georgia. No knack on FSU or Auburn because I think all 3 schools have done a tremendous job in trying to get him and his family to commit to their school. But, it's to the point, man, I'm just ready to, have this over with and think about the next guy.
Yeah, no, I feel you. All right, we got a super chat. I'll respond to that in just a second. Super chat from Brad. Brad ain't going to let somebody just come in and take his spot. Go ahead, Brad.
Touchdown, Florida State. Touchdown, FSU.
All right, shout out Cole Hain there. Shout out Brad. Brad, you're the man. Okay, I don't know. I don't know that I agree with that take. I know Graham does a really good job, but I don't think KJ's been flashy with this at all. I don't think that he's been in the media trying to play the media or look for attention. I just think he's been quiet, and so the media doesn't know what to say. I don't know. You can read it into it, kind of however you want. You can maybe I think that Florida State's going to get him, so I'm just already capping for the kid. But I don't really think he's been playing it like that. I think he's been more just quiet about it. I think he's kind of kept it close to his vest. And so and I'm certainly not trying to disparage Simmons at all, but I think Simmons has been a little bit louder, doing more interviews. He definitely likes the attention. I just think KJ's been kind of quiet and going about his business. So I don't know that I agree with Graham all the way there. Graham does a good job, so I'm not trying to like disagree or argue with him. But I don't know that I buy that.
These 5 stars, they're from the high school people that I've talked to. I mean, these high school guys are getting smarter and smarter. Like, they know the game. Like, the more they drag this out, the more, media attention is going to be focused. And, other than today with Amari Jefferson and tomorrow with Nathaniel Frazier, I mean, who has been the most talked about commitment this weekend? It's KJ Bolden's.
No, it's been KJ for sure. Jeremy, I think you guys got your consolation prize with Jalewis Solomon. I will give you guys a hat tip there. And even though Graham said he thinks it's UGA, I hope Kirby's got him some steel reserve or something to cheer himself up after KJ commits to FSU tonight. Jeremy, I appreciate you, bro.
All right, man. Hey, to the point on the Jalewis Solomon, let me tell you this, man. Hey, no one at Auburn really thought that was even going to happen. Like, did you see where the guy came out from South Carolina and literally bashed the kid because he told him, he was going to commit to South Carolina, and like, he literally made a commitment and all that, and it ready for him to commit to South Carolina, and then he decided to go to Auburn.
Yeah, again, these people that get in these kids' business like this, but I think that with Auburn just had some money free up, so it kind of made sense why he flipped last second.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man, that was a big pickup. It kind of surprised me. So, but yeah, man, thank you for letting me come up here and kind of chat it up, man. I appreciate your time.
All right, appreciate you, Jeremy. I saw my buddy from Toll Booth 3 in here. I don't know if Miley jumped out or not. Shane. There's another super chat. Shout out Shane. Nobody's taking Brad's spot on today or all time, but give Shane some love.
You a recruit and you ain't going to Florida State, what you doing?
If FSU is the dream school and he sees what's happening, the momentum coming out of last year, this could whiplash FSU real fast. Listen, there goes another James. Let's keep it going. Yeah, I think that Florida State's in a really good spot for him, James. Shane, I'm sorry. I think that you like you just like what they're doing at defensive back right now, and I don't think they're done at defensive back. We're going to talk about it in a couple of days, but, man, I think they're trending for another top 100 player at defensive back. I'll say this and then we'll get James' super chat up, but if they get this commitment tonight, they're the only team to have 2 top 20 players that are both DBs. Like, Florida State's got the best 3 players in the country in the big 3, in Charles Lester, KJ Bolden, and Landon Thomas. And, if you look at other websites, Luke's up there higher than their UF's quarterback and everything else. So, these Mike can't recruit narratives are getting funny real quick. James, appreciate the super chat. Let's give James a sound and put him up as today's leader.
Put a smile on your face. Okay? Because Florida State, if we going to do it then, we do it big then. Let's go, baby.
All right, Toll Booth 3 checking in. Thank you, James. What's up? How's it going, my man?
What's happening, brother?
How are you doing? Are you off work yet, or are you still working?
Oh, we took the day off. This is the national holiday, my man.
I like it.
All right, one concern / comment, and then a question for you. I know we're kind of on the KJ Bolden conversation. One, just a comment. I think we might be getting Charles Lester III in reverse here. Is that crazy to say? I mean, this guy seems like he's been a UGA lock the whole time. And now all of a sudden he's showing some interest. Are we getting Theo 3 in reverse?
That is an excellent question. My answer is that I don't think so. I was told 2 weeks ago, and I went live here on YouTube. It wasn't on Spaces, but I did go live on YouTube 2 weeks ago when I was told this. And before we got into this hype, I was told very quietly that we were going to get all the hype. And then it was going to build and build and build and build. he never took a visit here. He never took his official visit here. I don't think so. Now, I will say this, and I saw somebody commented on YouTube that I think if the Noles don't get him, then we got played in a spectacular way, and a lot of people got played in a spectacular way. And so, if that's the way that goes down, then I guess we'll see. I guess we'll find out. But no, I don't think it's anything like the Lester situation. I think the relationship that he's built with the folks in Tallahassee is very, very real. Lester took his second visit ever to kind of build a little hype and have a little bit of excitement. But yeah, I don't believe at all that this is like Lester. But I think it's a good question.
And then I think just from looking at it, if we get this commitment and solidify ourselves with essentially a top 5, worst top 10 class, if the season plays out the way it should, I mean, we have an absolute runaway wagon in Tallahassee with Bobby 2.0 at the helm. I mean, are we feeling that? I haven't felt this good about FSU since 2012, going into the 23rd, really halfway through the 2013 season. I mean, do we have an absolute wagon in Tallahassee or what?
Yeah, it definitely feels different, doesn't it? It feels different than it's felt in a long time. When was the last time we got a recruit? Lester was massive, and I don't want to downplay that, but the recruitment was so much different because you kind of had Lester, you felt like, in the bag for so long that, the story there was, okay, well, you just kind of held on to what you thought you had. This one is such a different situation because you went out and got what nobody thought you could get, right? Kind of like LaMarcus. You mentioned 2012. Kind of like LaMarcus Joyner and some of those guys in the early Jimbo days. And so, yeah, I think that this recruitment would be absolutely insane to win. And, yeah, Florida State needs to get a little bit better and do a little bit better in a couple of positions. But, again, you've got the top 3 players in the Big 3 and a long way to go to try and add to that. And probably the best quarterback in the that's committed in the Big 3 as well. So, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, the turnaround from how we all felt December of 2021. Not only the Hunter stuff that went down, but you also lost on Marvin Jones, speaking of UGA, and you lost on Mortimer went where he go, Tennessee. And so, yeah, it wasn't just Hunter. I mean, you closed terribly in 2021. It's crazy, how much has turned around since then.
Yeah, absolutely. I got another non-KJ Bolden question for you. Tobu 3 unionized, state of Florida, has a lot of pull around Reagan Highway. How do we unseat Stan Wilcox at his position? How do we fire that dude into the sun?
Isn't that nuts? Okay, so what he's referring to, Stan Wilcox is like basically the head of eligibility at the NCAA. And do you want to know who's holding up Daryl Jackson's waiver right now? Is in eligibility at the NCAA. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, he screwed us while he was in Tallahassee. So, why not? Well, let me keep this PG. Why not keep it going? Now that he's at the NCAA, I guess.
I gotta say, just looking at the whole leaving the ACC debacle and all that, it seems like Wilcox had a big hand in getting us in the position that we're in now.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't sign the original grant of rights. He took over in I believe in August or October or something, and the original was signed in like April of that year. So I'll say that as much as I would love to blame him, it wasn't as much his fault. Now, he did sign the update in 2016, but I think that was pretty unanimous. So, but yes, I wish I could blame him more for that, but I'll give him a little grace there because I think that was the guy just before him. So anyway,
I see Tobu 3 rallying in the space here, so you got to get Slip with Benny and Boomer on that. So I'm sure I get a couple of questions as well.
We'll see what I can do. I'll see you in Orlando, my man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Go Noles.
Thanks, buddy. All right, so we are like 8 minutes away from the commitment. Hey, a lot of people have said like, oh, this will probably just start at whatever, like 8:40 or I'm sorry, like 7:40, 7:45, 8 o'clock. I think this is going to start pretty close to 7:30. A lot of times when On3 does these, or when they do them with ESPN or 247, they've got specific windows. And so I actually do think this will start a little bit faster. So yeah, like let's rapid fire these. I see some folks requested. Let's rapid fire through some of these because I do think we are going to get some movement pretty quickly. Now, if he doesn't go on at 7:30, we'll keep it going. But Mario, then I'll get Benny. Jonathan, I saw you requested. You're more than welcome to jump in as well. But Mario, how's it going? Mario, you're on mute.
TJ,
What's up, my man?
good to be back, man. I think we're going to have a good night tonight.
I hope so.
I wanted to say, man, with me living in Memphis and watching what Coach Norville did down here, I actually was coaching middle school football, and he had a relationship with us. I never doubted. The man ran into after Willie Taggart and then ran into the pandemic. I kept telling people, even some of my friends, like the fans of the Noles here in Memphis, I was like, man, give him time. That man was recruited at a high level at the University of Memphis and actually brought game day to Memphis on Beale Street. That was the year that he, took the job at Florida State. I knew he was gone. So
Yeah.
I knew if he got down there with all that talent and just the passion he has for the game and just he cares about his players. I put a post on my Twitter page talking about that. They feel that. They know that. That don't mean he won't get on their ass and won't get them to push the way they're supposed to go. But man, that's how he did it here at the University of Memphis. And if you can recruit 3 and 4 stars and even talk to some 5 stars here at the University of Memphis, I knew he was going to kill when he got down there. And like I said, man, I'm not surprised. I think they got to perform this year. It's a lot of pressure, but I think that he'll thrive in that. They had pressure at the University of Memphis, but it's bigger at Florida State. I know it is. But I just feel nostalgia. I've been a fan since back to Charlie Ward days, and man, it's the most hype I've felt going into a season in a long time. But I think they're gonna walk. I think they're gonna walk. I think they're gonna talk what they want.
I like it, man. Yeah, I think you're spot on when you talk about his passion, when you talk about just his work. I'm not in Tallahassee, but I do talk with people that are up there, and I talk with like Brendan and some folks on staff and just different people. And he does, man. Like his energy is always just absolutely ridiculous. His work, just the amount of hours that he's literally there is, just infectious, and it inspires other people to, work their tails off too. So no, he does a phenomenal job, and I think you're spot on there. I think we all needed to see it happen, but you're right. I mean, he ran into the worst that Florida State had ever been, and it took him a year and a half to get it turned around. Which is still pretty impressive.
You talk about it. They talked about we literally were broke when he came in here. We were, man, it was crazy. We were still paying Willie Taggart. We were doing all of those different things. Didn't have the groundbreaking for the new facility, but through all of that, you know what I'm saying, turned it around. Like I said, man, you got to get a man his props. Whether it goes his way tonight or not, we weren't even supposed to be in the conversation. But all of a sudden, kids that are saying Florida State is their dream school are like, man, let me go there now because I think they're about to do something, not just this year, but years to come. So, and then how his staff, like, when they had all these silent commits, you wasn't getting any leakage. Like, everybody's on point with what they're doing. And that's the same way it was here at the University of Memphis. But a lot of local kids, he kept a tight ship, but he also made it fun. All that racing out to practice, it reminds me of how I used to coach. You have to give the kids or give the young men something, you know what I'm saying, to say, hey, I'm going to be all hard on you at practice, but I'm also going to be a mentor to you. I'm also going to be someone you can talk to. And I think they feel that. The recruits feel it. The parents feel it. You look at Cameron Davis' mom, man. I love following her on Twitter. Cam Davis' mom, man. Like, that's real, man. It's real. So, like I said, I ain't mean to come over here and just continue to toot his horn, but so many people put him down. I wanted to run him out of town. But I think he's going to bring that championship back. And he got a great chance this year. We gotta start off good because when you talk all of that, you gotta walk all of that. You know how they go.
Absolutely. Well, it starts week 1. You gonna be in Orlando?
I'm gonna try to, man. I haven't gotten about to with the Clemson because we owe them a blow with it anyway. But gotta get my finances together. But whenever I come to my first game ever in Tallahassee, we gotta chop it up, man.
Absolutely, my man. Hit me up. Let me know.
Okay, TJ, man.
All right, buddy. Talk to you soon. All right. So Benny, don't go anywhere. Jonathan, don't go anywhere. It looks like On3 is live. So time for a Gramco plug. Y'all are wild. Yeah. So Harlan, let's throw On3 in here. Looks like their stream is live. Oh, we got the Georgia Bulldogs fan commenting. Cody, I'll make you $100 bet right now, Cody, live on the air. $100. If he picks Georgia, you get 100. If he picks Florida State, I get 100. Let's bet it, Cody. Let me know if we're locked in. Thank you for the super chat. HBTFD. I think that's something like Go Dogs or something, but I don't know what that means. So you might have to spell it out for me, bud. But $100 bet right now. You versus me. See who wins it. Live on the air, Cody. I feel good about the Knowles right now, just based on what I'm hearing. On3 showing some highlights. I don't think Newberg's on there yet, so I won't. People are saying, Cody, don't do it. Don't try and save that, man. Let him donate $100 to the show, man. We'll put it back into the studio. I feel good. Listen, Newberg's not on yet. Let me see if I can get Jonathan. Jonathan, I'm going to just get you real quick. Sorry to go kind of rapid fire, but I do want to make sure, and I'm going to cut you off if they switch to Newberg here on On3 so they can watch it. But yeah, if you're tuned in, if you're watching, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. If you're an FSU fan, if you're not an FSU fan or you don't care about conference realignment, then don't hit the subscribe. But if you're an FSU fan, hit the subscribe button. Let's celebrate tonight together. Jonathan, what's up?
What's up? Appreciate you bringing me on. I just had a quick question. It seems like FSU's edge and D-line isn't up to par what it's been in recent years of recruiting for this year. Is there anyone that FSU is recruiting for this cycle that's left?
Yeah, real quick. I think they like LJ McCray. I think UF's probably in the lead there. They really like Booker Pickett, who put FSU in his top 5. He's literally 5 minutes down the road from me at Wharton High School in Tampa. They like, trying to do a KJ thing and just off the top of my head. There are a couple more guys that they like. McCray and Pickett at the top of that list. I think they're in a good spot for Pickett. I don't think they're in a great spot for McCray right now, but there's a long way to go, and we'll see what happens with this visit. I agree. That does need to get better at defensive end, defensive line. Hey, but we're keeping it positive tonight. Quit asking me about that on here, man. Jonathan, I appreciate you. You think we land this tonight?
I think so.
Okay, I'll take it. Thank you for coming on real quick.
Of course, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
You a recruit and you ain't going to Florida State. What you doing?
KJ needs to know about the gut box. Thank you, ECB04 Knowles. Did Cody confirm the bet or not? I don't know if Cody confirmed the bet. I didn't see that one way or the other. All right, Benny, I'm going to get you on. But here's the thing: if Newberg goes live, I'm gonna have to mute you real quick. So, Benny, what you got?
All right, TJ, 54 seconds on the clock on the On3 live countdown. I'm going to hit you with a blitz. I just stepped out of the booth. I hope you got that bet in. I just was having a little conversation in the booth with the Buford connection. Best call I've been on this week, and I got a call from my lawyer saying some charges were dropped on Friday, so that's saying something. Bolden's locked. He's a null. It's done. And I scored some free tickets to Clemson. So I just want to shout out Cam Davis and Luke with them, riding out these commitment ceremonies to just being in since the start. And cheers to Tribe 24. We're really doing something here.
We are, my man. Hey, we're doing a tailgate. And somebody said Benny's high right now. Let me just tell you, that's just how Benny talks. You guys need to know that's just how Benny is.
I'm not on the Grand Toe. We're live, TJ. I got to watch in solidarity because somebody hurt my feelings really bad one year, so I got to watch these things.
You're good. Love you. Newberg's on.
And I'll be at LSU and Clemson for the foreseeable future, and Benny after that. Cheers. Knowles 24, huge class.
Love you, Benny. Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Eddie threw one up. Jason, my guy Jason threw one up. He's our new leader, but Harlan, go ahead and throw Newberg on the screen. Let's get him in. Let's do this. It's time, boys. Woo! The nerves are settling in. I don't know that I hear it yet. Harlan, you got the volume on it? Oh, we having some technical difficulties. Yeah, we're good. We're good, Harlan. Let's put that volume up.
College coaches. So if we got Kirby Smart in here, if Mike Norvell, Hugh Freeze, Nick Saban, if they're in here watching right now, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. So let's talk about why we are here. Five-star plus, KJ Bolden, the number one safety in America. He goes 6 foot, 185, from Buford High School in Buford, Georgia. Number one ranked safety in the country and the 8th best player overall according to the On3 industry rankings. Let's check out these official visits that KJ went on in the month of June. Started it with Clemson, then he was at Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama. Now, he still has one on the books right now to Auburn on October 6th. We'll see how that plays out. But Bolden has been narrowing his list throughout the offseason. He's been leading up to today's big decision. So tell me right now, because I know we got a lot of fan bases in the comment section represented. Let me know your final prediction. Will it be Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Florida State, or Ohio State? Let me know. Earlier this week, I spoke with Director of Scouting and Rankings here at On3, Charles Power, to get his opinion on KJ Bolden as a high school prospect.
KJ Bolden has a complete skill set as a safety prospect. A guy who's been on the radar for a long time. He's a plus athlete. He ran very good track times as a high school underclassman at Buford. Arguably the top high school program in the state of Georgia, or certainly one of them. And has played a lot of meaningful football. He is very fast. I think the play speed is outstanding. Closes quickly, has a lot of range and coverage. Also plays both ways at Buford. Started as a receiver as a junior. I think the ball skills translate really well as a defensive back. And a guy who makes plays really in every facet. So there's a lot to like about KJ Bolden. He has a complete skill set as a safety, and he is the number one safety in the On3 rankings.
Thank you, Charles. Yeah, KJ can really do it all. He stars on offense. He stars on defense. He's a star on the track as well. Oh, let's check in on these national recruiting headlines 1 minute before we get to KJ. Alabama lands an elite wide receiver. You guys saw it right here on the On3 YouTube page. Amari Jefferson committed at Bama over Georgia and Tennessee. Is there an LSU double up at Duncanville? Could LSU pull 2 Duncanville stars on August 10th? 4-star running back Caden Durham and 5-star plus edge Colin Simmons will announce their decisions together. Now, Caden Durham's getting some picks for LSU, but Colin Simmons, it looks like it's a tight battle between Texas and the Tigers. Boise lands a top 50 recruit. Gatelin Baird, top 50 wide receiver, announced moments ago for Boise State over Michigan. So Boise State picks up their top-rated commitment of the 24 cycle. We got more commitments coming. What am I talking about? I mean right here on the On3 YouTube channel. We have Nate Frazier from Modern Day High School in Santa Ana, California, choosing between Oregon, UGA, and Alabama, Texas A&M as well. Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss it. We're going to be here, excited for that one as well. Let's take a quick look right now at the top 10 rankings for the 2024 cycle. Dogs on top, followed by Ohio State, Florida, Alabama, Florida State, Tennessee, Clemson, Michigan, Penn State, and LSU. Hey, let's see if any of this changes by the end of the show. We're here today for a live commitment, 5-star plus safety, KJ Bolden, 6 foot, 185 from Buford, Georgia. Is it going to be the in-state dog? All right, let's go to KJ Bolden right now.
Let's go.
KJ, it is Florida State.
What we
it
say,
looks like
folks?
the Seminoles. KJ,
What
can
we
you
say,
hear me?
Folks? We tried to tell you. We tried to say that that's what it would be.
A little celebrating right now with his family, mom and dad on either side of him.
Loud. Boys, we said this is what would happen. This is where you're supposed to throw.
KJ, can you hear us?
Hey, just
Let's
get
just
rid
watch
of,
a little bit of the
listen to KJ
celebration.
talk.
KJ,
Boy, that is Insane. Where's Luke at? Somebody
There
said.
is just mayhem going on right now at Flowery Branch, just outside Buford, Georgia. We are live for the commitment of 5-star safety KJ Bolden. He just announced to Florida State.
FSU.
The Seminoles land the #1 safety in America. This is live TV, folks. KJ.
Bro, Newberg, let that man live, bro. Oh, man. That's a fun one, huh? Spaces, we're kind of dying on you, but, man,
I'm celebrating the Florida State Seminoles. This is a real shocker. Georgia was probably the favorite heading into this one. Then you had Auburn, you had Florida State. Let's go to Chad Simmons, Director of Recruiting for On3. Chad?
Guys, I got some tweets to get off.
Is Chad there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Chad, what do you think of Florida State landing KJ Bolden over Georgia, Auburn, Ohio State, and Alabama?
Yeah, this has been one of the wildest, probably craziest weeks of my time in this industry, obviously. We had rumors early, probably in the week, Auburn might be trending with Florida State and Georgia right there. By the end of the week last night, it was looking like Florida State versus Georgia. That's his dream school. It was the first school to offer KJ Bolden the summer before he started high school. They got on him about 4 or 5 months before any other offers came in. He's been there multiple times. The visit that changed things for KJ was that unofficial trip in mid-June to Tallahassee. Coming out of that trip after the OVs, FSU gained some momentum and in the end held off Auburn and Georgia.
So what do you think this means for Mike Norvell and the Florida State staff? Because the knock coming into this cycle was that Florida State needed to recruit the high school level better.
Well, you can't get much better than their last couple of commits with Charles Lester last week, 5-star corner from the home state. Then going into Georgia, a major target for Kirby Smart in Georgia, taking him out of the Peach State down to Tallahassee and the Florida State Seminoles. This is how you build your program. You have to have players. I don't care if you're Nick Saban. I don't care if you're Bobby Bowden. You have to have the players to win games and win championships. And what Norvell's doing last year on the field, that put momentum on the recruiting trail, and it's paying off right now heading into this season for Florida State.
Man, what a crazy day this has been. These live commitments, they're always something, but you've been covering KJ Bolden for 2, 3, 4 years now. Talk about what you've seen in terms of his development on and off the field.
I think obviously Charles hit on it, and obviously he's the expert there to break the player down. But me being blessed to watch Buford play so many games as far as state championships and playing national power schedule, what you see is what KJ is, an elite athlete, great ball skills at DB, like you mentioned, Josh. Also gets it done on the track, can run, can make plays on either side of the ball. Florida State's getting a guy that I'd be surprised that doesn't play week 1 for Florida State next week. Now, we know nothing's official until December, so FSU will have to work to keep KJ in this class so for sure. But I'll speak on him a little bit too off the field. I've seen him mature as a young man.
Harlan, you still there with me? Or I just got no volume? Oh, okay. I had no volume. It was on me. All right, so that's a big one. Sheesh. I still can't even believe. I mean, I can believe it but man, that's crazy for that to go through. Fun one for sure. I don't know how long we're going to stay on this live or not, but Cody, regarding your last comment, I got bad news for you there too, buddy. I apologize about what we're about to do on that. All right, what you guys got? If anybody wants to talk, if anybody wants to come in and chat, I'm definitely here for it. I got some tweets to get off. Got some things that need to be said to this Twitter timeline. So you guys let me know what you guys want to talk about because I'm here for it. If nobody wants to talk, though, why are people still saying War Eagle in the comments? Get that trash out of here. Oh, man. All right. That's a fun one. I don't have a lot left. I'm tired. Been streaming since 7. Did a pre-record before that. Y'all hit the we're not done yet. All I'm going to say is to the 700 people still live on YouTube right now and however many on Spaces, I can't see that. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe that's the best way to end this. We'll see. We'll be back with more tomorrow. All right. That's an easy one. All right. Love you guys. Go Noles. Have fun with it. The weekend's not done yet.